Hello friends, I am excited about, well, I'm always excited about flowers, but I picked out 3 of my favorites, which is hard. I have lots of favorites. I mean, let's face it, they're flowers. If you look at them closely enough or long enough, there's something amazing about every one of them. But I picked 3, and maybe I'll do a series of these, maybe 3 favorites number 2, because I have so many that I love. But in this class, we're going to do hellebore, which is, I'm looking at it actually in my yard. I'm going to take some footage so you can see. They come in different colors. I think I love the flower itself, but I also love that they bloom when other flowers don't bloom. Here in Virginia, they bloom basically in the winter. I mean, very late winter or really, really early spring, like February, even in January. So I just love them for that. When we want some color, in the yard, in the garden, there they are. But also I'm just learning about the varieties of them. So we're going to paint hellebore, and we're going to use gouache, aqua gouache, watercolor, acrylic, whatever you've got. And I'm doing these in a sketchbook, but you can feel free to do them on paper. I've got 2 sketchbooks I'm using in this class. One is this, and I'll put links to both of them in the class supplies. One is this large, it's got a linen cover, and it's like 9 by maybe 9 by 12, or not quite. And we're going to paint the hellebore in that. The Artesian square one is where we'll do another one of my favorite flowers, the mandevilla, or as it's said in the States, the mandevilla. And then the third one is lavender, because I can paint lavender and smell it. It's just, it's funny because I didn't used to like the smell of lavender, and we went to a lavender farm up in Michigan and got some of the essential oil fresh from that farm, and I've been in love with it ever since. I think I was just smelling the wrong oils. But so we're going to be loose with these. We're going to do a couple of layers, the layering process, and then finish with details. This should be very relaxing, as much as you can, not thinking about what looks like that flower. Remember, these flowers and plants are just a starting point. You can really think of painting imagination flowers. And if you decide that you start and you think, oh, I want these petals to do this, then do it. Or I want these stems to do this, or I want this to be this color, then do it. I'm all about creative liberation. And I use reference. Sometimes I use it different ways, but sometimes I use it like to really just study the flower and find what I maybe haven't noticed in it before. But I also use it to just jump off and get me started, and then who knows where it'll go. So just at least be conscious of how you're using your reference, and and I would say shy away from directly copying and trying to make it look like the photo, because what's the point of that? You have a photo that looks like the photo. That's my opinion. Anyway, I hope you join me and hear tidbits of my creative philosophy along with my creating. I create these 3 from scratch, and I do it in a relaxed and fun way. And if you haven't taken my classes before, my name is Suzanne Allard, and I started painting at about 51, 52, 50, somewhere in there. And then started my business not long after that. I sell prints, and I teach classes, obviously. I think there's about 40,000 students worldwide at this point. I do have a student Facebook group, so you can email me to get an invite to that. And I also license my work. In fact, I'm very excited. One of my paintings just got picked up by Ravensburger Puzzles for a puzzle coming out in 2025. Just love that, because I love puzzles and I love that brand of puzzles. Let's see, what else can I tell you about myself? My philosophy is that I don't believe in the concept of talent. I believe in determination and in tenacity. So we can get more into that, but I just don't think there are some people who are creative and some people who aren't. I think what it is there are people who really, really want to create in a certain way. There are many ways to create, and there are people who it's not that compelling. And I think that's what ends up leading to skill more than anything. So I guess I'm in a philosophical mood, but I hope you join me in this class and create along with me. And make sure you watch the last video where I go more into depth on resources and kind of some wrap up. Okay, see you in class.